Good afternoon. Hey, look at that. Former teacher here, really appreciate the call and callback. I am so excited to be with you today on what is the beginning of a really important process to pick the next president here at Cal Poly Pomona. Thank you all for allowing us to be here. My name is Diego Arambula. I'm the vice chair for the CSU Board of Trustees, and I'm also chairing this committee. We appreciate everyone who's taken the time to be here today to share your thoughts. I'm going to spend a few minutes laying the groundwork of what we're doing during this time, what that's going to take. I'm going to hand it over to the chancellor. She's going to do a little bit. Each one of us will introduce ourselves. And then the most important part, we're going to get a chance to hear directly from you. And when I say you, I mean the students in this room, the faculty, the staff, the members of the community. Each one of you plays a critical role in helping to shape what will be the guidelines of how we select the next president. Each one of you in this audience is also represented by various members of the committee. So we have students on this committee, we have staff, we have faculty, we have alumni, we have community members, we have members of the Board of Trustees, all represented. In addition to hearing from folks today, we are recording everything that happens here. We're also leaving open time for folks to provide feedback, written feedback. We're eager to hear from everyone, as many people as possible, as we begin this process. That's going to be the thing that leads to the most successful process to find the best candidate. Having been on a few of these search committees, I can tell you almost to a person, every person who applies says they come back and they watch these open sessions because they want to hear what the community is saying before they go and agree to step into that new community. So just know this is really critical for us, but whoever your next president will be, he or she will also be watching and listening to you today. Between now and the spring, this committee is going to be working with our search consultants to recruit and seek nominations and applications of amazing candidates. The full committee together will review those resumes and identify the candidates that we would love to interview. We'll meet with final candidates, and then we'll bring, this group will decide on a few to send to the Board of Trustees. The board will interview those candidates. If the timeline holds, in March, and that's when we'll be ready to announce the next president of Cal Poly Pomona. Before I hand it over to the chancellor, I would like to have the members of the search committee and the search team introduce themselves. Francis, I'm going to start with you.
Good afternoon. My name is Francis Tevis. I serve as the Vice President for University Advancement here at Cal Poly Pomona.
Hi, everyone. My name is Maria Ansaldo, and I am the Retention and Graduation Specialist here at Cal Poly Pomona.
Hello, everyone. My name is Natalie Brizuela McLean, and I serve on the Cal Poly Alumni Association Board of Directors and also on the CBA Alumni Chapter as well.
Good afternoon. My name's Dave Singlin. I am the chair of the Cal Poly Pomona Philanthropic Foundation.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dawn Theodora. I'm the interim executive vice chancellor and chief counsel for the California State University and also secretary to the Board of Trustees.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Raji Brar. I'm a trustee with the CSU and a double alum from CSU Bakersfield.
Hi, everyone. I'm Doran Barnes. I serve as Chief Executive Officer of Foothill Transit.
Hi there. I'm Seema Shah Fairbank. I'm a professor of civil engineering and a faculty associate director for the Office of Assessment and Program Review.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jose Aguilar Hernandez. I'm professor and doctoral program co-director in the Educational Leadership Department.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Alejandra Lopez Sanchez. I'm the ASI Secretary of External Affairs and one of the students sitting in this committee.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jasmine Wajardo. I'm a student trustee at the CSU Board of Trustees.
Good afternoon. My name is Alberto Pimentel, and I am the managing partner of SP Executive Search. Our firm will be assisting you on this important assignment.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jeanette Ellis Royston. I'm the president of the Pomona Valley NAACP. We serve 5 cities in the Los Angeles County. Thank you for having me here today.
Hi, I'm Vania Quiñones. I'm the president of Cal State Monterey Bay, and I'm really excited to be with you here today to find the next president. This is great.
Hi, everyone. My name is Peter Hannig. I'm the vice chair. I'm the chair. I was the vice chair last year. I'm the chair of the Academic Senate, and I'm associate professor in the Department of Sociology.
Hello, I am Amaya Ellsworth. I'm a student here at Cal Poly, and I am the ASI president.
And we have one other, I'm going to say 2 things. One, you'll notice that we keep going on and off mute. That is one, so you all in this room can hear us, but we're also on Zoom. And so it's everyone on Zoom can hear us. And we have one other member of the Board of Trustees, Leslie Gilbert Lurie, who will be joining us. She's on Zoom today as well.
Buenas tardes. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Thank you, Chair Rambelow. I, too, am really excited to be here at Cal Poly Pomona. Noticed I'm wearing the colors, and I thank all of you for playing such and I thank all of you for playing such an important role in finding the best person for Cal Poly Pomona. Your participation is truly vital. It's essential. It's essential to the search process. And your input matters, and it is deeply, deeply valued. Again, I want to say mil gracias, thank you, because your voice is so critical to this search. And now I want to speak about the reasons we approach the search with strict confidentiality. Because of the unique nature of the role of a university president, both candidates and the trustees expect and require that the search is conducted in a confidential manner. We will have the candidates' professional lives and their futures, quite frankly, in our hands in this process. We owe the candidates the professional courtesy of confidentiality. Indeed, many of the best candidates will not consider engaging in a search with a non-confidential process. And I can speak about that as I had the experience in Washington, D.C., working with over 400 presidents across the nation who really would love to, but quite frankly, some of them that have gone forward and did not get the job, lost their job because the trustees and the campus felt that they were not committed to the institution. You know, everyone here today, committee members and forum participants, recognize the significance of this vital search. Thus, we really, really want a deep, strong, and diverse pool from which to select this critical, important leader. Building a vibrant pool comprised of candidates currently at the top of their profession, because that's what you require, that requires confidentiality. Many excellent candidates cannot risk exposure of their interests here at Pomona if it risks damages there because they may not get the job. So, in terms of their relationships, you're talking about relationships they have with the existing presidents, the colleagues, the employees, the members of the Board of Trustees, donors, community members, students. And as I said earlier, at the conclusion of the search, we will only appoint one person, and we cannot damage the reputation of their careers or damage the reputation of the CSU, because I will tell you, it gets across the country really quick. I acknowledge and respect differing points of view regarding how to conduct this process, and we will always strive to enhance our practices. However, at the CSU, we have experience in presidential searches in this current market and climate, and we firmly believe that confidential searches are essential to identifying the very best candidate for Pomona, and more importantly, for the extended communities of your university. However, it is important to emphasize that a confidential search is not a secret search. The search will be inclusive, and the process is clearly outlined. This committee that you see in front of you is designed to be representative of all the stakeholders, and they will have full transparency while respecting candidates' confidentiality. Again, I want to say thank you. Mil gracias for taking the time out of what I know are very busy schedules to be here today. We look forward to hearing from you today. And now I turn it back to you, Chair Miller.
Thank you, Chancellor Garcia. We're going to spend the next couple of hours with you all, hearing directly from you. This is an open forum. Everyone here is welcome to express themselves. However, and respectfully, this is not a question and answer forum. It's really a chance for us to hear directly from you. You in the room, those of you on Zoom. We're going to devote our entire time to hearing your thoughts regarding the personal and professional qualities that you would hope to see in your next president. As you do that, think about the opportunities and the challenges that you're up against today and that you may be up against in the future as you think about those qualities that you're looking for. We're going to begin with the speakers here in this room. Because we've got exit doors right there, we're going to ask that we only have 4 speakers line up at a time. If you see that you're the 4th, but you're still blocking that exit, maybe just step behind it. Know that we're going to make time. We've got you. We are, because of limited time, going to ask everyone to hold their comments to a minute. There is an opportunity outside of this room to also provide written feedback if you feel like there's more you want to say. We're going to start with folks in the room, then we're going to go to Zoom. Those of you on Zoom, Ms. Coral will be calling you by name because there isn't a way to line up in front. For all speakers, when it's your turn to speak, please state your name, affiliation with the campus, and then begin your comments. Again, we're here to listen intently and hear from as many of you as possible. When your time is concluded, please yield to the next speaker so they can begin their comments. I'm just making sure there's nothing I've missed. Those of us up here take this job very seriously, so we are all ears. If you ever see us doing something else, it's because we are capturing notes. We are recording this too, so we can go back and do that, but just know that that's what we're doing. Before we begin public comment, I'd like to turn it back over to Chancellor Garcia for a couple of final thoughts.
Thank you, Chair Arambula. And thank you to the committee for taking time to serve on this very important search process. And I'd like to once again express my gratitude to all of you members of the Cal Poly Pomona campus community for being here today. As a reminder, this is just a reminder, this meeting is being webcast and archived online. And please consider that not only will you be speaking to the committee, but you're most likely speaking to the next president of Cal Poly Pomona. Past experience does tell us that potential candidates are watching live, or they will watch it later. And additional candidates will watch it as they get ready for the process 1 and 2 times. So you are speaking to the next president. Please keep that in mind as you share your opinions and perspectives with the committee today. Chair Ramble, I turn it back to you.
Now the fun part, we get to hear directly from you. We have 2 microphones. Please don't block the exits. We're going to start, because I'm left-handed, with the microphone on my left. Great. Or it could be the microphone on my right, since that's the first one. There we go. Thank you for being the brave first person.
I'm on this side of the room, so the geographical convenience. I speak to the question of priorities of this campus. And you can cite a number of examples that are indicators that there are some misapplied priorities going on here. For the past 10 years or so, we have seen declines in tenure density, and depending how you calculate it, maybe it's standing still, maybe it's declining, but we started out at a historic low. And so we need more faculty here on campus, and we need to realign the way we think about allocating resources. We need to decide if we want to be a campus that values instruction or a campus that, say, allocates a lot of resources externally to consultants and real estate deals and things of this nature. So this is something that's happening across higher ed. And I would ask that if the future president is watching this, you should consider very carefully whether you want to be in charge of managing the decline or whether you want to make the changes that are necessary in order to set the university on the correct path, which is allocating sufficient resources to the classroom. Thank you.
Okay, Phyllis Nelson. I'm first of all, I'm an alum and a proud Bronco. I'm a faculty member in the College of Engineering. And we're at a time when technology is changing very rapidly, and there are a lot of challenges to understanding how to deal with that, both in higher ed and just in organizations in general. So I would like to advocate that we have someone, not necessarily an engineer like me or not necessarily a scientist, but somebody who really is capable of understanding and dealing, understanding and dealing with the implications, because they're fairly broad and they're changing rapidly and they're quite challenging. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Monica Pinotti-Nas. I'm an executive and internal communications specialist here at Cal Poly Pomona. So I work on our strategic communication team and also in the office of the president. I look forward to working with our next president, of course. And I think it's really important that this next person is someone who is ready to set the cultural tone of our campus, someone who is proactive and who is an advocate and a champion of our campus. I think we need someone to really, really step up and kind of like create that culture and celebrate the stuff that's going on our campus. I also think having proactive, transparent communication is really going to help with that. So being willing to address issues head on, and that doesn't, I know that stuff is complicated, but being able to address it as we can and just putting your best foot forward and showing that, I think really does make a difference. So I'm looking forward to working with whoever's watching this and whoever our next person is with that effort. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Joel Gutierrez. Ooh, that's my voice. Staff member here, very proud to serve in the Division of Student Affairs. So as staff members, of course, we are here for the deeply investment of our well-being of our students, but also for the professional, personal growth of our staff. So what I'm looking for in a president is not just what they'll say they'll do, but actual tangible experiences that they've had building, collaborating, and empowering staff members to operationalize the mission of our university. So I'm looking for those key initiatives, those structures, but even institutional policies and procedures that really empower and value the staff members.
Hello, my name is Cynthia Peters. I'm Director of Media Relations. I've been here for 10 years. I am also a parent of a current student. So the first one is, as a parent, I hope the next president has a focus. We have wonderful student success programs. My student is a little lost, doesn't know where to start, doesn't want to know what he wants to be when he grows up. And there's not, I think, as strong a safety net for those who are just wandering. So I hope that is part of the focus of the next president. As a community member on campus, many people on campus in these political times feel unsettled, fearful, and I hope our next president is very good at communicating with the entire campus community as much as needed so that people feel supported. And I know presidents are very, very busy and we can't comment on everything, but I would hope that that is a large part of the qualification. It's really important that they can relate to every audience on campus and people know who they are and feel like they know them and they trust their values. Thank you.
Hi, Evan Ware, Chair of the Music Department.
I think the thing that I would like to see most in a new president is courage. And I'll tell you why, because I've watched what happened at Columbia University. And I think that that would be a disgrace if that happened here. We need civil society to stand up. That's the only way bullies back down. And so I would really like to see someone who's not afraid to speak truth to power and who's not going to sell us down the river the moment that someone like the FCC commissioner decides that they don't like what we're doing. So courage.
Sorry, I'm so short. I have to move this mic. Good afternoon. I'm Mary Ann Akers, and I'm the Dean for the College of Environmental Design. One thing that I would hope the next president would bring is a balance of STEM orientedness and the creative arts. It's very important nowadays, and I love STEM. Um, but we are in LA, which is the design capital of the United States outside of New York. And so, if this president could balance, the STEM focus with creativity for everyone. Secondly, we have a beautiful campus. If the next president could really advance sustainability, that's important. I think our students would benefit so much from greening the campus more. So, those are the two things that I would like the next president to bring. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Cecilia Santiago Gonzalez, Associate Vice President for Student Success at Cal Poly. I believe that our next president should be a champion for equity, specifically around these challenging times, so that we can continue advancing our efforts throughout GI 2020 that we've achieved through GI 2025. Equally important, I want a leader who recognizes that student success is tied to the academic experience, both inside and outside of the classroom, that we can foster an inclusive scholarly community where students are engaged in their learning, supported by faculty and staff, and are provided the resources that they need to thrive. Finally, I hope that our next president will bring a bold vision to advancing our engagement with our community, specifically our local community. This will only strengthen our learn by doing philosophy and really build strong partnerships with industry, K-12 partners, and the region to expand social mobility in our local community. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Tom Sakai, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer of Cal Poly Pomona Enterprises. We are one of the auxiliaries here on campus. So thank you for the opportunity to speak. As we select, or you all select on our behalf, our next president, we need a leader, and this is, of course, my opinion as well, mixed in. Thank you. We need a leader who understands the original intent and strategic value of auxiliary organizations, especially Cal Poly Pomona Enterprises. As one of the few remaining fully self operated auxiliaries, enterprises can move at the speed of students and industry, designing, financing, and operating the campus services and amenities the university relies on. And in fact, students make decisions on to choose this campus. Our status as a separate 501c3 corporation is not a workaround. It is a strategic instrument available to the president. It enables enterprises to responsibly assume and manage risk on behalf of the university. We pilot innovations, forming public private partnerships and accelerating projects while protecting state assets and ensuring compliance. When aligned with presidential vision, this model directly advances recruitment and retention. Enterprises shapes first impressions in some cases with our services that we offer to students, and daily experiences through welcoming, affordable, career relevant services at times. And it connects students to real world learning, again, at times when we can become co curricular partners within the academics of this university. So, from my personal statement, choose, please, if I may be so bold to say this, please choose a president who sees enterprises as a core strategic partner empowering its flexibility, our balance sheet, and entrepreneurial capacity to propel student success and universities' long-term resilience. Thank you again for my time.
Hi everyone. My name is Mariana Vera. I'm an undergrad here, anthropology major. I've been coming here for 6 years, so I've seen some micro changes in this campus. I think I would like you guys to focus on finding a president whose main priority is just stability within the campus, stability all around. Since I've been here for quite a while, I've seen the food court just like restaurants changing, and I know that there's a lot of factors that go into it, like leasing and student engagement and profit. But if we could maybe find some restaurants that are kind of chosen by the students or are like well known, like well engaged, like around this area. Boba shops are really popular. And I know we do have one on campus, but the student engagement from peers, personal experience is not very high. Stability within student engagement. As far as like the freshman food court goes, I hear very mixed reviews on it. Some people love it, some people don't like it because they have personal experience with food poisoning. So and that's just from like talking, like the credibility of that, take it as, from mouth to mouth. But just a president that prioritizes like stability and student engagement, because these are things that I hear around campus, but then I get emails about um, certain, just more of like campus wide activities, which I do appreciate. And that transitions into like my next concern is that I'm an anthropology major, and the anthropology department is merged with the geography department, I believe, and it's quite small. Most of our classes are all held in Building 5. And I just feel like we do have a great STEM program here and we do have a great agriculture program. But since I've been here 6 years, I've registered for classes and they've dropped because either low engagement, and I do understand that we have to have a certain number of students in classes in order to like qualify. But just see more attention and funding going into more of like the underdog grads of the campus. I do know that the vet program too is slowly dwindling as well. And I do know that a lot of other factors stimulate into that, like the CSUs right now are going through a hard time with federal funding. So I would also like a president that focuses on fighting for the students, fighting for federal funding, making sure that this campus um, is protected. We do have a lot of very liberal students and very like liberal majors. Like, even, I mean, as an anthropology, I've taken a lot of feminist classes and civil rights classes, and it's considered like a humanities study. So it's not really focused more on the STEM majors. And I do feel like um, our practice and archaeology as well brings a lot of weight to society. But it's also a nationwide problem that anthropology and other studies as well are like not being paid attention to. So I really just like a president that would focus on making Cal Poly different from all the other campuses. What makes us different from all the other CSUs, all the other private schools in California? Like, I do know that Cal Poly is popular within California, but I really want a president that focuses on students and making us different so it really puts our name on the map. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jason. I'm a student. I transferred here August 22nd or something like that. So my favorite subject is math, and I'm awful at math. Um, I want to be good at it, and it takes a lot of time to learn something that you're not good at. 16 weeks is not a lot of time. So if I want to be good at math, I have to devote many years to math. Um, and the first teacher that tries to teach me math, they might fail at teaching me math because can't teach someone something really complicated in 4 months. So for someone that's going to be in charge of the people that are in charge of the students, I would want them to realize that they're they're gonna fail. Like you're gonna so I'm gonna be failed. My somewhere along the line, someone's gonna fail me. Like I'm gonna need to learn this topic, and you're gonna say it in a way that I don't understand how your language. It's a new language, and it's you're gonna fail, and that's okay. You just be willing to fail, and I'm gonna be willing to fail, and be willing to not give up on what I want to be good at. So uh, just know that just because I'm failing doesn't mean I don't love it.
Hi there, everyone. My name is Michelle Baggett, and I am an instructional support technician for the plant science department. And I'm also an alumni. I recently graduated with my bachelor's degree from here, and I'm a master's student in the program for plant science as well. And I would just like our next president to prioritize protecting our outdoor classrooms. So, coming from the College of Ag, I can't express how important these outdoor classrooms are for our students, especially in a polytechnic university like Cal Poly Pomona, where we're become by doing university. And without these outdoor classrooms, our students don't get the hands on experience that they need to be a contributing member of the company that they're going to work for when they graduate. So a lot of these outdoor spaces that we have, like the micro farm, the apiary, spadra, and the greenhouses, they need attention and they need funding. And I just want our next president to prioritize those to make sure they visit those spaces and see the impact that those spaces have on students and how important it is to preserve those. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Iris Levine, and I have the incredible pleasure of serving as the interim president of Cal Poly Pomona. Um, for the next president, I want them to know that this community of people is extraordinary. And I would like them to understand that caring for people is really important. The second thing is, I would like the next president to have the values that align with the values of both Cal Poly Pomona and the CSU. And the last thing I would like to say is that they have the integrity to make decisions that align with those values.
Good afternoon. I'm Bharti Sharma. I'm here in the biology department and a senator, currently serving as the budget chair for the Senate. And what I would like to start with is faculty, students, staff. These are not just numbers, these are real people who come together to innovate, build together, and build our students and our communities together. So it's very important when a leader comes to this campus, they understand what the demographics of a campus are. We need an equity minded leader who have just not performatively, but in a demonstrated way in the last 4 or 5 years, specifically have understood how the campus climates have evolved, what the Chancellor's Office contributions have been, how our mission has held together our values, and they understand those values. And in the last 4 or 5 years, they have actually shown in big ways their commitment to wherever they are serving. So important for us. Secondly, it's so important at this time when we are in times where you are seeing financial cuts, pressures on enrollment from various things that are causing these. I won't go into the detail, but a leader at this time has the capability to address these changes. But again, with the sense of shared governance, involving your people, thinking the impacts your decision make on those peoples, not prioritizing numbers over people, but prioritizing people so we can get the numbers. Um, and secondly, in this when we are in this committee, they are community minded. They are out in the community, serving the community with the community that we have on campus. So this is very important that whosoever is our next president is approachable. They lead with courage, most importantly, with transparency and kindness towards the mission of the campus and assures not only access but a high quality education and career readiness to our students. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lisa Rotoni. I'm the Executive Director of Academic Resources. A quality I would like to see in our next president is curiosity, abundant desire to not only find out what is going on campus, but why is it that way? How did it get that way? And really drill into those the background and the situation before coming to conclusions about solutions. And so I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Dashiel Morales, and I'm a psychology major here at CPP. So there's four main points I would like to address. Firstly, as I said, I'm a psychology major, and I think a few people have already mentioned it, but I do not think there is enough funds or resources for the psychology major right now, or any other liberal arts majors. I feel like the school is very strong in STEM, but as a liberal arts, we also have liberal arts majors, and I'm in building 5 all the time with the same 5 professors. So I don't think that's fair to us with the tuition we pay. Secondly, I would like to advocate for more disability resources, looking into more of that, maybe having more disability specialists. I am a disabled person, and I've heard from more people that are disabled that the resources are not enough. There are community colleges that have more resources than we do, and I believe we can do better than that. And thirdly, strengthen counseling resources. Um, I believe we should have better counseling resources on campus. For example, not having to go and search for a counselor and wait weeks for an appointment. More of like the counselors being there for the students constantly and supporting them. More of like having their support so that we can succeed, so that the students can succeed, and together as a school, we can succeed. And lastly, a president that is going to engage in the field, that is going to be out there and is going to be seeing what the problems are like. I don't only want them to be in the office, but also to be out there. Go to the library, go to the student center, go see what it's like for yourself. So, as a president, whoever the president is going to be, go try it out for yourself. Go step into a class. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chancellor Garcia, Vice Chair Ambula, trustees, and members of the Presidential Search Committee. My name is Jason Liu. I'm a third-year student in the doctoral program at Educational Leadership at Cal State Long Beach. But here I serve in the Bronco Leadership Center, where we oversee our student clubs, organizations, fraternity, sorority life, and leadership programs. I want to highlight the extraordinary level of students' engagements on our campus. Over 10,000 students are actively active across 300 student clubs and organizations, including 23 Greek organizations. This engagement is not just activity, it's where students find belonging, develop leadership, and build pride in the university. As you consider the next president, I encourage you to seek a leader who values and invests in this energy because it is truly the heartbeat of our campus community. Thank you for your time and for your service in this important process.
All right, hello, my name is Bao Hung. I'm a first year civil engineering student, and even though I'm just a first year, people might not think that I have lots of experience with this campus. When in fact, I've already seen like a lot of things that I wish could be improved. Like for example, accessibility. I currently don't have a car, so I take the bus here, and so it's like it's like really challenging managing that because like I have to walk from Temple Avenue all the way to the back of the campus where most of my classes are, and that first bit near parking structure two, it's like there's like no sidewalks unless I want to take a really long detour all the way to South Campus Drive. I just want more accessibility so I don't have to walk like 20 minutes just to get to my class. And I'd highly desire for a president who listens to the students. because I've heard from other students that their requests are being ignored. Basically, like I've heard that. Sorry, I've heard that like inviting the Customs and Border Patrol to the career fair that created a lot of fear within students, and so I feel the university did not do enough to address those fears. I'd also want improvements to facilities overall. Like I always see elevators being broken, and also the escalator in the library. It's been broken for like weeks now. Please fix it. Just overall, listen to the students in all forms. Just step into the students' shoes, see what it's like to walk all the way across campus, visit all the buildings, see what it's like. Maybe just take a class as well, because we never stop learning. So yeah, just want a president who reflects all of those values. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jesus Avalos. I'm the Director of Strategic Learning and Organizational Effectiveness. And I think we can all agree that the mission of the university is to provide a supportive and enriching and an inclusive environment for our students. But in order for that to happen, our employees need to be supported and enriched and included. And so, with that in mind, I think it's critically important that our next president prioritize employee experience and campus culture, whether that be supporting flexible work schedules, learning and development opportunities for our faculty and our staff, or events to really support and create that kind of culture that fosters an environment where our employees can be their best and through that be able to provide the best experience for our students. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Karen Lindell, and I'm the Director of Marketing and Brand Strategy. So I work in strategic communications. And I would encourage the next president to look at our brand site because we've done deep research on who we are as a campus, what we represent, and what we stand for. I will say that our brand purpose as a university is to help anyone who dreams of success achieve it. And that really, really resonates. It's very true. This campus is built on relationships. So I hope that the next president will be outward and on campus and walking around and getting to know people, especially not just the personality that's needed and to make that connection with people on the campus, but also in today's world, sitting behind, the ivory tower, it just doesn't work. And there's a big hunger on this campus for people to be recognized, to be supported and valued. And that will be important for, as someone said previously, for the new president to set that culture. I will also add that our brand personality is real, resilient, optimistic, compassionate, and inclusive. So I think those are great qualities for our new president. And finally, I'd like to
Please
say
conclude
that
your comment.
I'm sorry. Can I
Please,
keep going?
yeah.
Okay.
Please conclude your comment, though.
Sure. So I'd like to also say that the campus has been very forward thinking in investing in marketing and branding because we knew the enrollment cliff was coming. It's here now, and I hope that this new president will recognize the need to continue to invest in that. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Claudia Garcia Delorier. I'm director of the Kellogg Honors College and professor of anthropology here at Cal Poly Pomona. I'm also an alumna of CSU Bakersfield, and during my after I graduated, I taught at CSU Dominguez Hills and Northridge as well. And one of the things that I love about this campus is our commitment to inclusive academic excellence. Also, I think it's very important for the new president to lean in on the transformational power of higher education. We have a lot of first generation students. This is who we serve. We are a diverse campus, proudly so. And I think that's really, really important. And the CSU in general, I think this is our mission, but I think our campus in particular would really benefit from somebody who understands that and that social mobility, empowering our community, our students to grow and become leaders. There's a lot of really wonderful talent who is, just needs an opportunity. a doorway, and some mentorship, and we can be that transformational space. Also, that they become an advocate for that since they're going to be a president of a university. So they're also going to have the ears of higher education writ large and the nation in terms of transforming the future leaders and the economies, both state and nation. And so they should also advocate for these at a broader scale. And finally,
Please conclude your comment.
okay. And finally, to see student success is our North Star, but that it is inextricably linked with faculty success and staff success. They're not mutually exclusive, they go together. And that's the strength of our institution.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Christina Gonzalez, and I serve as the Vice President for Student Affairs. And what I would like to see in our next president and leader of the campus is someone with a vision for what a polytechnic, especially located where we are in Pomona and, in the LA County area, what do we need to look like? Who are we going to be serving that can really look future? And what do we need to be in 5 years? And where do we want to be situated in 10? So not only do we meet the current student needs of our faculty and staff, but also we're understanding the future, what's coming, and what do we need to evolve and become so that we will be able to serve that next generation of students, faculty, and staff. And then what are the resources that would be needed to make that happen and that we can begin to implement a really dynamic plan, not only of resources, but intentional strategies for how we're going to get there. I think that will be very important for our next leader. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Marla Williams, and I serve as the Administrative Operations Specialist in EOTA Strategic Learning. I would like our next president to be a champion of professional development, especially for our staff. I have been on campus long enough to see the culture shift from where professional development is almost non existent among our staff members. I'm aware that budget shortages and setbacks have made this investment in our staff as something that is expendable. But when we pour into our staff members, that is a signal to them that they are valued. Because with each staff department departure, it eats away at our foundation and we lose institutional knowledge. I believe that with the advent of AI, we can't afford not to professionally develop our staff. Thank you.
Hello. Let me just do this. To the student that had access concerns, please come see me. My name is Mike Yu. I'm the Executive Director for Parking, Transportation, and Risk Management at Cal Poly Pomona. I've served the CSU and the UC for 20 years now on multiple campuses, two of which were CSUs as well. Each campus has a different culture, none that are better than the other, but the campus culture here is something special. And I know maybe all campuses say that, but truly, in my experience, there's something special here, and it's the culture. I've never met a group of people, especially in this room, that are so incredibly dedicated to student success. And I honestly mean that from the bottom of my heart, which is why I chose to retire from here. What I want to say is whoever is chosen as the next president, our campus is going to make it work because we have a very strong community that is dedicated to student success. I think the two most important qualities that I would look for in the next president, is one, the ability to not fix problems. Because I would hope that they recognize that there is dedicated, intelligent, practical staff and leadership on this campus, subject matter experts that are absolutely capable of solving these problems. We just need somebody to point us in the right direction with the vision that Christina was talking about. The second thing I would say is,
Please conclude your comment.
thank you. Where is that voice coming from? It's like voice from the ceiling. Um, not fix problems, but challenge us to work together, to come together. Everybody means well and has an initiative. Um, we just need to be challenged. And then in conclusion, I think that's what makes CPP special. And I would hope that the next president can recognize that very quickly and then leverage that because we are ready and we will make it happen. Thank you.
Hi, dear Chancellor Garcia, dear selection committee members. Hi all. My name is Lisa Xue. I'm the Assistant Vice President for Global Campus and a Senior International Officer. So I would like our next president to be also a visionary international leader. Um, okay, just look at my notes. So I hope our next president will prioritize internationalization and stressing global learning opportunities for students, support international student success on our campus, and foster faculty collaborations that advance research across borders. I hope our next president would recognize that internationalization is no longer an option, is essential. Um, for all our students, faculty, and staff, and by championing equitable access to study abroad, building strong institutional partnerships, and also embedding global perspectives throughout our international programs. I just hope our president will advance our institution not only globally but internationally. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Christian Marroquin. I'm the current ASI Attorney General and also undergrad student here. So, one of my biggest concerns on campus is the physical aesthetic of it. We have a beautiful campus, but I've seen signs that are on the verge of falling apart, or the wording on signs are barely visible. And I've also taken classes where ceiling tiles are missing or on the ground and stuff like that. So, I'd like to see a president who understands that the physical aspect of the campus and facility upkeep is just as important as other things. Thank you.
We're going to take one more speaker in the room for right now. Then we're going to switch over to Zoom where we have about 20 folks waiting, and then we'll come back into this room.
Hi, my name is Miguel Angel Hernandez. Michelangelo, can't pronounce that. I'm an undergraduate economics student at Cal Poly, and I'm hoping that the president that the committee chooses will uh, have novel solutions to very unique problems we're facing right now. Specifically with the career fair, the postponement. I understand that the campus was in a very difficult situation. You know, risk losing federal funding or betray half of its student body. So, half the student body is Hispanic, 50%, over 50%. But the current administration is attacking Asian communities, African communities as well. They're not exempt from deportations, and I think this is a really important opportunity to embody learn by doing. I believe that uh, if the school sheds its responsibility of the career fair, gives it to students, then it no longer is in that space where it has to decide between two very difficult decisions. ASI is completely student funded. All of their it's all funded by student tuition, so that would completely. I hope you guys choose a president who can see the benefit of you know not focusing, not really just doing the right thing. um, Doing the right thing, putting students in charge of something like that, so that they can take charge. Student leaders can fight for their future careers, because that's what Cal Poly is at the end of the day. It's
Please
an
conclude your
educational
comment.
institution for career readiness. So thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker will be Gada Gad. Please accept the unmute request and begin your comment. Next up will be Manuel Munoz.
Hi, everyone. My name is Manuel Munoz. I am an alumni of the Urban and Regional Planning Program. I also serve on the Alumni Association Board of Directors, the Dean's Advisory Council for the College of Environmental Design, and the president of the Urban and Regional Planning Alumni Chapter. Before you, I want to stress the importance of how Cal Poly Pomona has been an accelerator for social and economic mobility by living out our motto of become by doing. This blends our academic preparedness along with our education and for our next generation of leaders. Also within that is having the next president see the importance of our new brand of Cal Poly Pomona, our new logo, keeping in line with our original colors and so forth, and letting that stand out and having a competitive advantage over other institutions, and also other forms of career paths as far as content creation and so forth. By leaning in our identity and amplifying our strength, we continue to position Cal Poly Pomona to be the premier choice for opportunity, growth, and innovation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Our next speaker will be Antonio Espinas.
Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Antonio Espinas, and as a student in electrical engineering, I transferred here at Cal Poly Pomona from Cal State Sacramento in 1989. Got hired here at Cal Poly Pomona as an equipment technician in the College of Engineering in 2001, and moved to the College of Agriculture in 2005. Cal Poly Pomona is a beautiful and unique campus located strategically in the Los Angeles area near an international airport. I would like to see our next president to have a deep longing for total quality management in education, to position our university to be more competitive in providing world-class quality education. And one of the things that I've noticed ever since I started working here is this about this university strategic planning committee and strategic planning. I want to I want this next university president to make sure that everybody's involved, the higher management or the deans be involved in that university strategic planning committee, so that we'll all be represented. I didn't see that in the last two university strategic planning committee anymore, which is kind of unfair and not being totally inclusive of all the voices of the university.
Please conclude
Thank you
your
so
comment.
much.
Thank you. Our next speaker will be Bodan Schatzsnyder.
Hey, how's it going? My name is Bodan Schatzsnyder. I'm a professor in the Department of Chemistry. I'm also the co-president of Cal Poly Pomona's Heterodox Academy community, and I'm the advisor to Cal Poly Pomona's Free Speech Forum. So I'd like to advocate for attributes of the next president that safeguard open inquiry, viewpoint diversity, and constructive disagreement. The priorities most important to me and the communities that I advise for would be one, I'd like to see a firm public commitment to free expression, particularly adopting the Chicago principles. We'd also like to see a public commitment to academic freedom anchored in the AAUP standards. We'd also like to see a dedication to institutional neutrality in the spirit of the Calvin Report, so that individuals, not the university itself, takes positions on political and social controversies. We'd also like to see active support for viewpoint diversity in hiring, programming, and campus dialogue. Some leadership qualities that we would like to see would be to have a courageous president that's willing to defend unpopular speech and apply policies neutrally. We'd like to see a bridge building temperament in that person, that where someone could model constructive disagreement and include dissenting voices in decision making. We'd also like to see transparency and accountability in this future university president, someone that's willing to publish regular reports on campus climate, speaker events, and policy enforcement. And finally, we got a couple of policy requests we would like. We'd like an adoption of the Chicago free speech principles. We'd like an issuance of institutional neutrality, and we'd like viewpoint diversity to be guaranteed in policies. Thank you.
Thank you. Gada Gad. Next up, we have Ilroy Cabet. Kristen Prince. Yao Olive Lee. Nell Horowitz. Saida Fala Finney. Nell Horowitz.
Yes, thank you. Sorry for the delay. So I just have one comment to make is I've sat on, sorry, I should introduce myself. My name is Nell Horowitz. This is my 15th year here at Cal Poly Pomona. I'm currently the interim associate dean for personnel and academic resources at the College of Latin Arts and Social Sciences. In the last few years, I have worked with brand building team with Stratcom. I'm also from my home department is the Department of Communication, and specifically relating to the branding initiative, both this time around and last time around, and also in my conversation in my current role and as former department chair, in conversation with other faculty and our students and other department chairs across campus. There seems to be this culture of hiring outside consultants rather than using the resources that we have on campus. We have a great group of faculty who have expertise in different areas. We also have lots of very capable students who deserve the opportunity to have different types of like internships and apprenticeships and learning from those faculty who have expertise in different areas. So I think that's something I would look in the new president is someone who understands how to tap into the resources that we have on campus because we have great faculty and staff and students instead of looking outside of the community for those resources. Thank you.
Thank you. Saide Fala Finney.
Yes, hi everyone. I'm a faculty at Industrial and Manufacturing Engineering department. I'm associate chair of the department as well. So I'll be quick. So I want to talk about three important points: transparency in every aspect, extensive and clear communication with faculty, staff, and students, and finally, true commitment to shared governance. I hope the new president considers Academic Senate not as a place just to announce the decisions after they're made, but as a place where can be used for consultation for making those decisions that are going to impact all of us, faculty, staff, and students. Thank you.
Sir Daniel Davis.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, thank you. I am Sir Daniel Davis. I am a second year at Cal Poly Pomona. I am an MSET major. It's electromechanical systems engineering technology. And in my little comment, I wanted to talk about one main point, which is communication. I believe that this campus needs a president that communicates above all else. I feel like as a ordinary student, that's not part of many like major clubs. I think I speak for a lot of people when I say that many student and even staff are left in the dark consistently about what's going on around campus. Like and problems such as people mentioned before, the escalator in the library being broken and caution tape being up around campus and occasional construction that's going on around campus and things that we don't necessarily know anything of that happen suddenly. And it's not just the fact that there's an issue, it's also we don't know when it will be solved or why it isn't being solved. And again, referring to a previous comment, transparency is needed but in the communication between the president and students. I believe that we should be aware of when things are happening and why they're happening, and we should know when they're going to happen. And connecting to that, I also believe it's extremely important that the president kind of lives our lives in the sense that they walk on our campus and they see what we see day and night, because those are very different times. And they see the problems that we see all the time, that if you're always in an office or if you're always doing other things and not just living, you may overlook those things. Sorry?
Please conclude your comment.
I just wanted to push it across that the president should focus on being a person as well. And that is it. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker will be Omar Kadamani. Next will be Shalmara Ruvalcaba. Next will be Marisol Nguyen. Connie Quang.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Thank you for this opportunity. I'm seeking for a president who is deeply committed to student success and the holistic well-being of the entire campus community. I think the campus president should be champion equity, access, and inclusive excellence, ensuring that every student has the opportunity and support to achieve their educational goals. But at the same time, I would value a president who would understand the importance of wellness, both personal and institutional, so that it's leading to a university that requires resilience, balance, and empathy. And we want a president who not only manages their own wellness and effectively, but also foster a campus culture where students, faculty, and staff feel supported, respected, and empowered. So ultimately, I'm looking for a collaborative, forward-thinking leader who can balance the academic innovation, student-centered decision-making, and community well-being, guiding the campus toward a strong and sustainable future. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker will be Camille Johnson. Next up will be Amy Scher. After that, we've got Laura Ong. Next, we have Lanto Nirinya. Never mind. Search Chair Arambula. This concludes those we have listed for virtual public comment for now.
Thanks, Ms. Coral. We will come back to this room now if there's anyone who has something they'd like to share they didn't have a chance to.
Hello, everyone. First, thank you so much for doing this. This is the first time that I've ever experienced anything like this. And I also appreciate the diversity of the group. So thank you. There's two things that I wanted to share on, some already somewhat being touched upon. But the first is what I hope for our next president is to um, not just visibly and outwardly support learning and development, but really creating the expectation of it being a goal, not just for our students, but for staff and for faculty and for leaders. And I think by doing this, it can also lead me to my second point, which is creating the cultural tone, as Monica spoke about earlier, of psychological safety. And being able to be grounded in that we're able to bring our authentic selves to work, and not only that, being celebrated for our differences, in hopes that our students, our staff, our faculty, and our leaders feel safe, but also supported to thrive. Thank you.
Hi, hello. My name is Sandra, and I work in compensation and talent acquisition here with our HR in IOTA. So, we are primarily a Hispanic serving institution and a first generation campus, serving underrepresented and under resourced communities. So, our next president does not necessarily need to share the same background, but I hope they can continue to expand on programs such as um, or expand on programs and resources for our students like the Silver Streak and Poly Pantries that support our students that are impacted by food security. So things like that for our students. Thank you.
I'm so sorry. I'm going to share the microphone.
Hello again. I just forgot to add one point earlier. My name is Tasha Morales again. I'm a psychology major and I'm a senior. For the next president, I would just like to see better allocation of financial resources. I do see really good allocation of financial resources with the ASI body and the student building of ASI. So I really appreciate that. And I feel like the future president could really follow in the lead and the steps of ASI because every semester there are changes and it does seem like they take in student feedback. So, yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Oops. Hi, folks. I wasn't planning to stand up here, but I haven't heard two phrases that I use when I interview every faculty member. I'm Allison Baskey, Dean for the College of Science. I'm starting my 10th year here. I also saw the College of Engineering and the College of Agriculture in interim capacities. So I've seen all 19 STEM departments on this campus. I did spend 20 years at an R1 before coming here and saw 19 schools and departments in that capacity. So I've seen a lot. I'm starting my 30th year in higher ed. When I talk with faculty here and try to, in the interview, convince them this is where you want to come, one phrase I always use is it's an inclusive polytechnic. And I mean it. I am a woman in physics, actually engineering physics as an undergraduate. There were really no women around. We have special programs on this campus, such as MEP-WISE, which is a coordination between engineering, science, and agriculture. The second one is that we do mean a teacher-scholar model. Now, unfortunately, budgets are very tight now. This year, we're not able to support that from the provost level, but every year up until then, we've done it, and we mean it. I have faculty who could go to R1 campuses who come to this campus because they want to work with students and make a difference in their lives, because they know it's all about the teacher, the faculty member, and the student in those one-on-one interactions that can change the trajectory of what education can do for you. So those two phrases, if nothing else, an inclusive polytechnic, we always have work to do, and a teacher-scholar model, because that's why we're special, and it is unbelievable the value added for the tuition at this location and what people can experience in their classrooms and outside the classroom. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Greg Barding. I'm chair of the chemistry department. So maybe these comments will have a nice background. I'd like to see the next leadership at this institution really focus on the health and safety of our students, faculty, and staff. In some cases, we're working in environmental controls that are over 50 years old. And environmental controls, for those that aren't familiar with science, means safe science. All right. And in many cases, it was outdated when the building was built. And so what I would really like is continued investment in our EH&S, which is absolutely amazing. We have one of the best EH&S departments, I think, around, and they're all new, or relatively new. So I really think it'd be important that my staff, my faculty, and my students can feel comfortable and feel safe teaching the experiments and the science that we're actually meant to teach. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Desiree Martinez. I am Tribal Relations and NAGPRA Director here at Cal Poly Pomona. And with the establishment of the Office of Tribal Relations at the Chancellor's Office, there is a strong commitment by system-wide as well as hopefully our campus to build and continue to strengthen our relationship with tribal nations. And so it's very important that the next president understands three very fundamental um, tenets of working with indigenous nations. One, recognizing the indigenous people who are caretakers of the land. I also happen to be a member of the Gabrielino Tongva community, the original people on whose land this campus is on. One, to respect the tribal sovereignty of each individual nation, not only those that are federally recognized, but those that are recognized by the state of California and the Native American Heritage Commission. And that know that we have a responsibility to those nations to be of service to them because of the long history that has occurred with the development of not only the state of California, but also our campuses. And so the president must understand the historic um, relationships, but also understand the current realities that tribes live within, and that they understand that when they are talking to tribal leaders, they are talking to another nation and they deserve that respect. And so, having a background in understanding the unique cultural protocols and Native American communication patterns is going to be necessary for continuing to develop those relationships here on campus.
Hello, my name is Zachary Carter. I'm a peer mentor with the Renaissance Scholars Program, which serves current and former foster youth here at Cal Poly. And I would want to make sure that we have a president that looks out for these students, as we would need more support as our cohort of students every year keeps growing and growing. Unfortunately, we are losing staff members who can be able to support for these students, such as like mentoring or other counseling services that they might need, because we want to make sure that these students are successful and end up graduating college and feeling welcomed. And same thing with the other programs like our EOP, which is a little bit bigger, but same thing goes for them. EOP and all the our other programs such as USS, or I think that's what the name is, and Project Rebound, and any other programs that serve students from underprivileged and under resource communities. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Annette. I am also a peer mentor with Renaissance Scholars, and I hope to see equality in our new president where they are direct and they are not afraid to water down certain situations to make it seem like it is not as big as it truly is. I've heard kind of comments earlier speaking on like, oh, the political climate, but I feel like we need to be more outward and direct with those. We are facing injustice, discrimination, and racism growing and becoming more prevalent in this country. And I hope that our next president is completely aware of those topics and is not afraid to use the voice that they have and the power that they have to grow on it, to fight back, and to protect overall the students in our underprivileged communities. Thank you.
We're going to go back to Zoom for one more speaker, I believe, and then come back to the room.
Bilal Hassan, please go ahead and accept the unmute request.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. I'm Bilal Hassan, and I'm a faculty member in the Nutrition and Food Science Department with the College of Ag. As we're looking ahead to welcome the new or the next president of Cal Poly Pomona, I really hope to see a strong support for small programs on campus alongside the larger programs. These programs, which I mean the small programs, though they have a modest in size, but they often significantly have significant impact on regional and national levels. Supporting them will not only help us to innovate and have a diversity in academic offerings, but I believe it will give us opportunities to grow these programs and have a more contribute meaningfully to our university missions. Thank you again, and all the best for the candidates.
That's all on virtual public comment.
Thanks, Ms. Coral. Okay, we're going to come back to this room. The popcorn is popping. You know when you get to that last part and maybe there are a few more kernels. So we're going to wait and see if there are any more kernels that still haven't popped.
The true teacher in you.
You knew that popcorn wasn't burned yet. There we go.
All right, so I guess I'll bookend this. What I haven't heard is a real emphasis on what happens in the classroom. And that's where we do what we do. I think we're struggling to have enough faculty. It's true that we have a demographic cliff and we're going to have less students. But we have to be able to teach them, and we have to have people who are excited to come here and teach. And so one of the things that makes that happen is to have people who have the resources to continue to explore the ideas that excited them enough to get that PhD. And that means that I think we need some emphasis on graduate programs and on the ability to have some full-time graduate students who are going to be here during the day and support faculty research. Thank you.
I also forgot. My name's Andy Handy. I'm a learning and development consultant. That's why I focus so much on learning. I think it's such a great opportunity for us. But something that I was reminded of recently with our interim president Levine and our provost Gomez, I'd love to see a president who also can have some fun. Right? We have so much stuff going on, and as we heard a lot today, there's a lot of highly sensitive things that are taking place. But I also think it's important for us to, and somebody mentioned wellness, to be able to take a break and step away from that, enjoy one another, and then just enjoy one another, and hopefully share some smiles.
I didn't intend to say anything, but I'm the provost, Terry Gomez. I serve as the provost, but I've been on the campus for 27 years. And many people have talked about the Polytechnic excellence, which sets us apart, but it's the students we teach. This sets us apart from the other Polytechnic institutions who will remain nameless. Our students come here. It's really important that the president know this. The students that we have, 56% underrepresented, first generation, first in their families to go off to college. They are extraordinary. They are not empty vessels. They come here with a whole host of talents and skills, and that next president better recognize that, and she should welcome them in all of their glory.
I was 7 the first time I went to a community meeting like this. My dad was the first in his family born in this country, the first in his family go to college. And so I always knew education is transformative. It's one of the reasons I feel so proud to be a member of the board of trustees, and I take this job of choosing your next president so seriously. But I got to see from a pretty young age too the power of rooms just like this, and how much as community members you can influence the decisions that are so critical for our path forward. I know the last thing most folks wanted to do on a beautiful day like today is spend it inside, to spend it on Zoom, and to do that. But we just want to say thank you. There's no way we could have done this and have informed this without the input that we heard today. I'm also going to do the awkward piece of we're going to sit here for a little bit longer. And it could get real awkward because we're just going to stare out at this room. But in case someone, because we said we'd be here, so we're going to sit here for at least a little bit longer. For all of you who have been here, we wanted to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts. It is critical that we heard from you and your voices have been heard. I wanted to remind you, this isn't the last time. A couple of folks have have had a second thing to say, if you've got a third thing to say, there is a way to contribute still. I'm going to put my glasses back on to get it. You can go to cpp.edu/president-search, and that's where you can submit written comments and feedback for us. So we wanted to say thank you to the folks who are here on the search committee. We're going to stay here and sit for a while. For those of you in the audience, feel free to sit for a while and we could just stare right at each other. Or if you'd like to take this moment and leave, we won't feel bad about it. Deep appreciation. Thank you.